What's up, everybody? Jayville Sports here with my sports betting picks video. NFL edition. We have made it to week number 3. Let's get into it. What a season we are having so far. 2 long shot teaser hits in a row. Hopefully you guys are having a great start to the NFL season as well. Let's keep it moving. We are going for long shot teaser hit number 3 in a row to start the NFL season. I don't think I've done that yet since I've started this channel, so let's see if we can make some history with this season. I will say this week definitely looks a little bit tougher. We'll see if we can make it happen. So as always, we'll go ahead and recap what we did last week. We'll get into this week and we will keep it moving. So let me bring up last week's long shot teaser here. As you can see from our record, we are now a perfect 12-0 with our long shot teaser plays that we are giving out here on the channel. Now, like I always say, I do recommend plucking out your favorites. The best way to tackle teasers in the NFL is to do 2 teams, preferably 6-point teasers for better odds. But depending on what numbers you're trying to hit, you might want to go with the 7-point teaser. Definitely better to be safe than sorry. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at what we did last week. So we had the Dallas Cowboys plus 1.5 taking on the New York Giants. What a game that was. Back and forth game. Cowboys definitely could have lost that one, but they squeaked it out, so we will take it. Baltimore Ravens minus 4.5 dominated. Detroit Lions, same thing, another blowout winner against the Chicago Bears. We had the Buffalo Bills, a little bit worried about this one after they beat the Ravens. We're worried about the letdown factor, but they got the job done on the road against the Jets. Arizona Cardinals at home taking on the Panthers, a little bit closer the final score than we would like, but they were never in doubt to lose that game. The Atlanta Falcons plus 10.5, they were outright winners as underdogs on the road against the Vikings, at that struggling offense the Vikings have. So that was our long shot teaser hit. Again, if you plucked out your favorites, did some multiple 2-team teasers, or even threw the long shot in like I did, that you would have had a lot of success in the NFL last week. I won't forget the straight bet I gave out as well, which was the first half under between the 49ers and New Orleans Saints. That one did not come through, unfortunately. The 49ers scored a little bit more than I thought they would to start that game. Thought they would get off to a little bit of a slow start with Purdy out, Kittle out, but New Orleans Saints defense did not show up early in that game. So we did take the L on that one, but the long shot teaser hit well then made up for that one. So that was week number 2. We'll see if we can keep our perfect streak alive with our long shot teaser plays. I have 6 more teaser options for you guys. Before I get into that, I do want to mention the website, jayvillesportspicks.com. If you want all of my best plays each and every day, I make it super easy. I'll send it directly to your email box. MLB plays, NFL plays, college football plays, and then right around the corner, basketball will be here. NBA, college basketball, hockey will be here as well. NHL, we do well in all sports. So if you want that daily email with all of my best bets each and every day, just go to jayvillesportspicks.com to sign up. If you have any questions, hit me up on social media, email, all that good stuff is down below in the description of this video. While you're down there, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's all free to do that. Just helps me out. Other than that, let's go ahead and move on to week number 3. Let's make it happen. Let me pull that up. All right, we are going to start with the Atlanta Falcons. This is a 7.6 team long shot teaser. I recommend plucking out your favorites if you have any. If you have some of your own, mix and match. Like I said, do a couple different 2-team, maybe 3 if there's 3 that you love. Teasers, that's the best way to tackle the NFL. We're going to start with the Atlanta Falcons. After you give them 7 and plus 2.5, they're on the road taking on the Carolina Panthers. Always tough when you're on the road, especially against a divisional opponent, but I just don't see things getting much better for this Carolina Panthers team. They did play a little bit better in the second half last week against the Cardinals. Had a little bit of a comeback, but I think at the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons offense will be too much for the Panthers to keep up. So give me the Atlanta Falcons plus 2.5 as our first play. Next, we're going to go with possibly the best team in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers, even though they're dealing with a few injuries. But they are taking on the lowly Cleveland Browns. Same thing with the Browns. I don't see things getting much better for them. Flacco does not look good. The offense is not good. The defense is definitely no joke, but when they're on the field all game, it's tough for them. Green Bay Packers playing great. Like I said, playing just as well as anybody else in the league. Can't see the Packers losing this game, even though it is on the road. So give me the Green Bay Packers after you give them 7. All they have to do is win against the Cleveland Browns. Next, we're going with our first underdog here, which is the Los Angeles Rams. They are on the road taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Both these teams 2-0, one of the best matchups of the day. But I like the way the Rams are playing. The Eagles, despite being 2-0, not really impressive, I would say. First week against the Cowboys, they did score a bunch of points, but we saw what the Giants did as well. So really can't put a whole lot of stock into that. They played the Chiefs on the road last week. Again, didn't look great. Won an ugly, low-scoring game. Rams have looked good through 2 weeks, but you also have to look at their competition as well. The Houston Texans, who are winless, and also the Tennessee Titans, who are winless. So this game is going to say a lot between these two teams, but I think it's going to be a close game. The Eagles, in their current form, I don't see them blowing out anybody right now, any of the good teams, I would say, which the Rams are. So I think this is going to be a tight game. Who wins is anybody's guess, but I am thinking it's going to be a field goal game one way or another. So you give 7 points to the Rams. It makes them plus 10. I will take that. Next, we are going to some late games. Those first 3 were early games. Now we're going into the late slate, and we're taking the Los Angeles Chargers. Both LA teams here. Chargers are at home. The one hesitation here is they did play Monday night, so that is one less day for them. But they did not have to do any travel as they were at home last week. They're home again this week. The Denver Broncos were on the road against the Colts, so now they travel for a second straight week to take on the Chargers. Both teams with really good defenses. I give the edge to the Chargers in this one. Both these teams have really good defenses. Offensively, the Chargers look much better right now than the Broncos. So give me the Chargers at home to win a close one. We do have some protection here. After you give them 7, makes them plus 4. So if they do find a way to lose, I don't think it's going to be by much more than that. So give me the Chargers at home plus the 4. Next, we are going with the Arizona Cardinals. We're taking another road team here, another underdog team. Arizona Cardinals taking on the 49ers. I mentioned the 49ers earlier. They got the W last week on the road against the Saints. Now they come back home. Some question here whether or not Purdy is going to give it a go. Whether he plays or not is not going to change my decision. I think this is going to be a close game. Cardinals off to a 2-0 start, looking pretty good. They are 2-0 against the Saints and Panthers, so can't really say much about that. But when these two teams get together, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Rams, everybody in the NFC West, when these two teams battle, it's usually always a pretty close game. Like I said, the 49ers have a lot of injuries. Cardinals flying high right now. I have a lot of confidence. I think they can go into San Francisco and steal this one, but at the very least, I do think they can keep this within single digits. So give me the Arizona Cardinals on the road plus the 9. And then last but not least, I do have the Sunday night game. I usually like to take either the Sunday night game or the Monday night game, because if all the other plays come through, we have some options here. As we did last week, all 5 plays came through, and then we had the Falcons and Vikings. So you could have put a straight bet on the Vikings, either on the money line or to cover the spread. And if the Vikings would have covered, but not blown out the Falcons, if it would have been a close game, close cover, then you could have hit both. But that would not have worked last week because the Falcons ended up winning that game as the underdog. They won that game outright. So if you would have taken the Vikings, you would have lost. But the long shot teaser would have hit, so that would have covered whatever loss you would have put on the Vikings. Same thing here. If all 5 plays come through, we're taking the Kansas City Chiefs plus 1 after you give them 7. So you could put a straight on the New York Giants, for example, plus 6. And if that game falls within that number, then you can win both the long shot and the straight bet on the Giants, if that makes sense. So getting into this game, the Kansas City Chiefs, I just can't see this team going 0-3. All this team does when they lose with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is they bounce back. They didn't bounce back last week against the Eagles as they lose their second straight game, but I do think they bounce back here on the road against the Giants. I thought Worthy was going to come back this week. He is not, so that is definitely a hit, but they played a lot without him now, so it's not going to be much of a surprise or much of a change in their game plans. So give me the Chiefs here. The Giants scored a bunch of points against the Cowboys. I think that's more to say about that Cowboys defense than it is about the Giants offense. I have to see it again to believe it. Kansas City Chiefs defense is definitely one of the better in the league. I don't see Russell Wilson having his way like he did against the Cowboys. I think this is going to be a close game like the Eagles. I don't see the Chiefs in their current form being able to blow out anybody. So I do think it's a close win for them, but all we need them to do is win. It doesn't matter by how much. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs +1 to round out our long shot teaser. Here is my ticket that I put in. Just a quick recap here. Falcons +2.5 on the road against the Panthers. We have the Packers just needing to win against the Browns on the road. We have the Rams +10 on the road against the Eagles. We have the Chargers at home against the Broncos. We have the Cardinals on the road +9. We have the Chiefs on the road +1. So a lot of road teams. 5 out of the 6 games here, we're taking road teams. Chargers with our only home team. So we'll see if we can make it 3 in a row here with our long shot teaser to start the season. It would be absolutely amazing if we can make that happen. And if you're looking for a straight bet, I'm going to stick with our first half unders. We are 1-1 so far through 2 weeks. Let's see if we can get back on the winning side here and make it 2-1. We're going with the first half under. That is going to be in the Packers-Browns game. We're going with first half under 22.5. There could be some showers in this game, some wind. Definitely check the weather. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything significant, but you never know with the Cleveland weather. It definitely affects a lot of games throughout the year. So definitely check the weather on that one. That could help us. The weather takes a turn for the worse, but whether it does or it doesn't, that Packers defense is playing really well right now. I already mentioned the Cleveland Browns defense. Both these defenses are playing well. So hopefully the Browns at home bring that intensity and shut down the Packers early in this game and they get off to a slow start. If we can get some field goals early, like I always say, in the first half instead of touchdowns, we should cruise to an under here. So give me under 22.5 between the Packers and Cleveland Browns. And that is going to do it for our NFL week number 3 video. Definitely check out the website again, jbillsportspicks.com, if you want all of my best bets and all sports each and every day. Other than that, have an awesome week 3. Let me know in the comment section which games you guys are looking at your best bet of the day. Let's have another great day, and I will see you guys soon. Good luck.